Turning to baseball now, a question on the mind of many Blue Jays fans has finally been answered.
Now the bases are filled for Corey Julks. Julks drives one deep to left field. Could be his first career grand slam, and it is.
Alek Manoah gave up 6 earned runs in just 1/3 of an inning in last night's 11-4 loss to the Houston Astros. And now the Jays are sending the right-hander down to the minors. The team announcing today that they have optioned him to the Florida Complex League, a rookie-level circuit. Manoah hasn't won a game in over 2 months. He has a 1-7 record and a 6.36 earned run average over 13 starts. Disappointing stats for the 2022 All-Star and AL Cy Young finalist. So what's going on with Alek Manoah? Boston University professor Andy Andres joins us now to talk a bit more about it. Professor, the downfall of Alek Manoah from what he delivered last season is quite curious. Do you have any idea what could be impacting his performance so drastically?
Not what directly impacts it. What we can measure pretty well is his effectiveness, both in the outcomes, which everyone knows, his ERA and strikeout rate, those kind of outcomes, but also the effectiveness of his pitch, how his pitch moves, how his pitch, the pitch mix he delivers, what the batted ball profile of all the pitches look like. So in the analytics world, we call this stuff. What's Alek Manoah's stuff? And his stuff has gotten worse, especially on 2 of his pitches this year so far. And the other part we can measure is how effective he's hitting his spots, the location, and he's dropped in location too. And the balls being hit off of Alek Manoah are a much higher quality. There's many more line drives. They're hit with a higher velocity. They're hit harder, and they're hit farther. So all of these things about the actual skill he's delivering in the pitches have not gone well for him this year at all. And the reason why, it's hard to say.
Manoah's clearly stuck in more than just a rut. When you look at all these analytics and data, what can the Blue Jays do with him at this stage?
Yeah, I think it's a couple things. They can look at video. Maybe there's a change in his delivery, his mechanics. And maybe they can try to fix something, and they can look at how his delivery is going. And teams usually have pretty good data about this, so they can try to look at it, and they can explore more, maybe some level of fatigue, some level of injury or soreness that might be different this year from last year. It's a pretty dramatic shift in his stuff from last year to this year. Something's fallen off in his ability to shape and deliver his pitches.
At this point, do you think a trip down to the minors is what's needed for him?
I don't think a trip to the minors is appropriate for this level of pitcher. I mean, Alek Manoah is he's an established major league pitcher. I don't think pitching to AAA pitchers is going to effectively improve things. Unless there's some part of this which they just think he needs a break, and that might be true, but that really has to be insider information. The Blue Jays really would have to know that pretty well. They know him pretty well, and they would know what kind of help they can offer him.
Even before his struggles began, a lot of baseball watchers online have been making jokes at the expense of Manoah's weight. Part of your expertise is also exercise physiology. Can you comment a bit about it?
Yeah, I'm not sure his weight is so important to his ability to throw well. He threw well last year, okay? And he wasn't, you wouldn't consider him an Ironman triathlete last year at all, and you wouldn't this year. His ability to throw well doesn't seem to be impacted by his body type. He's a world-class athlete. He was last year, and he is this year.
Thanks so much for joining us, Professor Andres.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad I could help.